So here in Australia, we've rewrote. So here in Australia, we've rewrote the date down today to be 23/3/23.
Palindrome too, right?
Well, I don't know, because it's 23/3 and then it's actually 2/23. 23,
Yeah, the two's in the
23
middle.
2 2023. Yes. Okay.
I think there's like 6 in the next. What's the 23rd? I think there's like 6 in the few days.
Today is a 33/6.
Today's the 33/6.
Yeah, the 23rd of March came up to a 33 master day, but a 6 in that 369 frequency is the 6th day. So, yeah, I mean, I don't understand all this astrology and numbers or whatever, but you can feel it. So I'm seeing in front of me uh, do you know what spectrum green is?
No. Spectrum?
Spectrum.
Spectrum.
Yeah, spectrum green. Okay, and sort of like that peacock blue I'll have to show you spectrum drink later on. It's almost like a creek
Hmm.
of, and it's these flowing spectrum green and peacock blue, but metallic-y almost look to them, a shine, a shimmering, sparkling energy, like, and I don't know, like I can see it in front of me. I don't know if I'm meant to walk towards it or it's going to flow to me, or I'm not sure yet what I'm seeing.
It looks like a veil.
Like a bridal long, like the long parts of the back of a dress type of thing. Is that what you mean by veil?
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, and just, uh, I mean, how do we know if we don't walk through?
But it
Uh,
looks like a stream, like it's moving like water, but it's not water. It's this spectrum green, and like I said, I don't know if I'm meant to. We're meant to go into it, Todd.
yeah, I see.
And I just thought you run ahead like a little boy, like you do in Hawaii. Water, and you just took off and ran. Thought, um, it is flowy like water, but it's not water. It's a lot um,
Like
denser, thicker.
like plasma,
Yeah, but it's shiny blue green
Pleiadian.
metallic. Yeah. Hmm.
The Pleiadian Stargate.
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I feel like I'm just getting used to the frequency of it. Like I'm just taking it in, and it's like it's like I'm walking towards its field, and I just need to do that nice and slowly to adjust. And you're splashing about like a big kid in this water, like you do, just like you do. You're like, I don't care what the energy feels like. I'm playing in this, and yeah, I'm sort of just coming in a little bit slower, moving towards it. I'm not sure what this is, but we've merged with it. I just saw a disc, like a CD, and it was all in the same colours, but that was all the data of the disc. And it lowered down over us, and there's a hole in the centre that we're within that we're in it, in this plasma type flowing energy at the same time. But a disc, a blue green disc, round disc came and surrounded us, and we're right in the middle of it together. Oh, it's really nice to be this close. I feel really saying this, but I'm just being shown, not yesterday, the day before, in one of the circles, self-worth and self-value. Was it in one of the circles? Maybe we did it. There was a leap in self-worth and self-value. And,
Yeah.
I always say, first you experience it and then observe it, or then observe it and then experience it. So while we're standing in this space together, just in each other's arms, you're actually telling me that you're starting to really understand her value, my value. You're saying it to me, my value, and worth.
Yes.
And as it appears that you're saying it to me, you're also realizing it, experiencing it in yourself, if that makes sense.
Yes.
So there's something about you saying that to me that is activating something for both of us. How are you going physically, Todd?
When I walked in or ran in, what you just said, I experienced. And so there was like a strong electromagnetic go up my left leg, feminine, and it's still buzzing, and I just kind of got that it was an activation. So I don't know, it just feels. Oh, and I also got that it was before the disc came, that essentially it was Pleiadian memories and slash code. I guess it doesn't matter, or I don't know if it matters where it comes from. And that then you came in with the disc, and it was like sitting there and feeling all that already. And then the disc came in and basically merging, or we're extracting or gaining information of something through love. So it's very nice. Feels nice. And you? What about your body?
You didn't even tell me about your body. All you said, the only thing you said to that question was, it's nice.
No, I said the energy came up my left leg, and it's
Oh,
still.
up your left leg.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It was obvious to me that it was like I don't know what you would call it, a feminine, further feminine activation. Further alignment.
Yeah, and this is collective, so it's not just us. The masculine has done this. I'm just seeing a man bending over, a knight bending over and laying down his sword. In the last few days, there's been such a shift in frequency with I think the previous week that feminine all lit up and ignited like a Taurus field, not a field, not like within the grid itself. And so there's been really, oh my goodness, there has been really loving words, actions, acknowledgement, respect, love from the masculine offered to the feminine. I can almost the knight that laid down his sword. Then I saw him like on one knee, putting a hand up to her. So much flying in, I can hardly keep up. And even in that, it's like that energy that was offered was given and received at the same time. So even though it looked like his masculine was giving his feminine, or laying down his sword, it's actually filling him up. It's something that he's doing for them. For him.
It's Trinity.
Yeah.
By free will, making the
Yes.
and there is no such thing as weaponized energy in the field where we are creating. So the sword being put down with reverence for the journey and everything at the mother's feet, at her feet, your feet, that's when the human man, I guess you would say, ascends, because that's when his energy goes away from the patriarchal. And of course, this happens in all of us, but I think this is what you're locking into.
Yeah. And so they're telling me with this work that he did, you know, in order to be able to, what he surrendered and let go in order to be able to do this was that specific energy. And she had her part to do. She had her part to do too. And they looked very different. They were both going to the same cause, but it was his courage to surrender that has ignited this leap in consciousness.
This is about the third or fourth session in a row that the energy is coming through my feet, both legs, and it feels like I'm standing on the earth.
Could still be saying this, they're not going to tell me anymore unless I say it out loud. And so they said to me 3 times, and I'm finally getting it. They said, "You did think he looked extra, extra beautiful today." And I was sitting here going, "Yeah," and nothing. And then they said, "You did think that he looked extra, extra beautiful today." And I went, "Yeah, well, and I said it a third time, so I have to say out loud that you looked extra, extra. You look extra, extra beautiful today." And it was very, very easy for me to allow my energy, my light body, an aspect of me to run to you. Like you ran to the water. I ran to you and I just snuggled into your chest and yeah, and started seeing visions of us together, cuddling each other and kissing each other and
Yeah.
why
It's
did
like,
you say it like,
because I'm there.
oh
No.
no.
Okay. No, it's like we're in the eye of the hurricane. Yet, as we draw closer, the hurricane comes into alignment. I mean, it becomes, I don't know, almost like a bare chalkboard,
Oh,
or
what did you say? A
like
what?
a fresh canvas, a blank canvas or an erased
Yeah.
chalkboard.
Okay, gotcha.
I just had an energy come right up to me. I felt it. I felt the energy, like, pressing upon my field, not in a bad way. It was masculine. It was I guess like a brother would do, like, just like a man that knows another man very well, and they have a, by whatever standards, an intimate relationship, a friendship, a connection, and the way they greet each other, it felt like that. Okay, that's it. And something is happening because the same thing that's been happening, the except for this time it's in the core, the energy from the root quickly into the sacral, quickly into the solar, and erupting. It's like boiling. The energy is like boiling, like lava, simmering.
Whereabouts is that happening?
It's in, it's into the solar chakra. It's come from the root up into the sacral. It's actually like bigger, and so it's like the bottom of it is in this. Fuck, it's in the root. It's the whole thing. It's like one big ball, and those three chakras, and it's like boiling at the top, like it's going to burst.
This didn't see it, but I felt it. And as I just started talking to you, then the vision was following. That was weird. Okay, so I felt like those lower chakras like had grouped together, or we become almost like working in unison together, and the higher ones did, but that is going to align and open up and connect. All of them lined up, like creating that clear channel within the inner being collectively. Collectively, this is,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I've got tones coming in, really different tone. So this is also about sacred union within, the celebration of the sacred union within. And the feminine has made some connections with that third energy, and the masculine has. So the connection to the golden child energy, that third energy, it's come in spits and spurts and worked at times and not worked at other times, but the connection is growing, like the ignition of the trinity has been birthed through this divine union. It's there, and in the coming months it's going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And they just showed me a picture of a newborn baby kangaroo in a pouch. It's there, but we might not see it for a few months, totally see it for a few months.
My soul's funny, or team, or whatever. Oh my God. I can't say this. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to say it. The energy is like going into full-blown puberty and falling in love at the same time. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's like a resurrection of innocence.
You know, the sacred sex 4 episodes we had in Hawaii, you know, that we.
Yes. Fire hydrant one?
What's that?
Like the fire hydrant one?
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Well, I'm just so many sessions. I'm just trying to pick into which one about.
Okay. Well, the
I am when running around naked when we were due to check out.
no. Let's stay on the subject. So but the sensations inside my body
Yes.
are stronger in this moment than in those moments. The only thing that's different is the level of electricity or whatever, electrical energy or whatever that came after a while during those other things. But I could feel it. It feels like a mass is in my body, a mass moving, and it's these lower chakras, and they feel like one, and it feels very powerful. I don't know what's going on. That's your job.
Well, I was just trying to relate to what I had got just when you were getting that, or just before you got that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I was being shown that when the sacred union opens within, it's like floodgates. It ignites a whole level of love. And last night we were talking about self-worth, self-value, and compassion for self. And we both yesterday saw ourselves through a different set of eyes that we felt was like the soul looking at us. Okay, so they're saying move along. Back to the union happens within, and it opens up floodgates that now that you've experienced this within yourself, now you get to observe it. And how do we observe it? But via another mirror. So they're showing me that the masculine and feminine went to the furthest points of separation to find the eye of the needle. And that was done last year, and this year they've been back on. This is like this is like marriage proposals. You know, this is like that level of love is being so expanded and ignited in the self that it'll allow the conscious unions, whatever the labels, to reconnect, to realign, to remerge, come together. Can't even think of words for this. Okay, reverence, decadence, and opulence.
Hmm. That's the triad 0 point of the most beautiful darkness and the most beautiful light. I always thought that it was me that was funny, but it's my soul. He says, he said, I don't know, let's talk in these terms, but he says, yeah, and this whole, what did you say? When the sacred unions and it just starts bursting from person. He said, yeah, and it's going to put Viagra out of business, and it's going to put Viagra's product out of business, and the pharmaceuticals are going to go broke.
Yeah, that's a reasonable metaphor. Reigniting the innocence in relationships. So I have a question. Yesterday in the circles, you experienced looking at yourself via an external source, that your human self was experiencing these two realities at once.
Yeah.
What was it that occurred to you?
God, this is weird. When I say we've done this before, like this question is a key code activator. As I can see the geometry of it, it's like not a fail safe, but like a primary key code activator. Yeah, almost like rare. Okay. So whatever happened, or wherever we went, I stepped out, or my soul stepped out of my body, and my soul was looking at my body, look at my face. And saw all the imperfections. And there was great reverence. It was like the Todd the human was the baby, or the child. And all the things, you could see all the things that were things we were hung up on, the human condition. You saw them in the proper light, and it was a deep level of compassion and respect and honor. It was brilliant. But then I turned it around, and the human looked at the soul, and the soul was everything. And it went on from there. All right. If there was a chakra between the solar and the sacral, that's where it sits. Like it,
Yeah.
like it clicked in. It's not going anywhere. Like it's like it clicked in. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely, it does.
It does.
Yes, absolutely, it does. This is the place that we made love in. Do you remember? Where we literally became one. There was no power over or programs or any disempowerment. There was absolute love, respect, trust, value, worth. I mean, this is where we did that. There was no separation. You were the innocent boy and the joker and the teenager and the vulnerable man and the tender man and the strong and courageous man. I mean, it was never just us. It was like every aspect of our being was all there at once. Powerful lovemaking. connected and present, and the power of creation contains the equal balance of the trinity.
Well, I don't I don't usually say stuff like this. That's your deal. Jesus, this is huge. I mean, this anyway. Evidently, this is we're witnessing or aligning with, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how big it is. I don't know if it's 100%, but it sure feels like it. But this huge, nothing I've ever experienced. It was very clean. This huge masculine energy came in very loud tones, energetically, like a column of light or a column of lightning, and like that water, okay, like flowing like that, and came directly over the crown and has settled there and ignited from the crown down into, well, meeting that, it's meeting the lower chakras energy, and it just seems to me that it's fucking huge, basically. This is wild.
What have you got?
The whole thing is just wild. The things I'm seeing are, did you say a while ago it was all coming too fast and you couldn't keep up?
Yep.
All these, it's not just that they're off planet colors and the metallic-y and the glowy, you know what I mean? It's not just that. They're like lightning, and they're coming out from sacred geometry. They're coming out from octahedrons, and they're full of information. Like, I don't know, birthing new coding or something. I don't really get it. And again, I don't see stuff like this. I must have.
So the visions I had
Go
when
ahead.
you said this is, oh my gosh, yes. What I was being shown was that the coding was being like shot back through that whole masculine lineage that birthed the patriarchal into line. So the coding that's being set now is the coding of the actual divine masculine frequency standing alongside the divine feminine frequency. But I'm watching this being shot back to the caveman type. It's there, it's activated. Who knows? How does that affect our future other than have we all cleaned up our past lineages where they become a balanced frequency in our now moment and obviously future? Did you understand?
Yeah, yeah. I think it's another, characteristic of embodiment of all aspects, or let's say um, embodiment, pure alignment and embodiment of it. But I think you're right. I think whatever has occurred is of that magnitude.
Yes.
And like most confirmation, downloads, shifts, at least for me, the past, the present, and the future merge. And that what you said, that's what it feels like. All the ancestors, and therefore all the descendants. It's all connected.
Yeah.
The 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 symbology of the disc and being in the center, it represented, first of all, we could only go to the center in the pure frequency of love. That is the golden thread of life, right? I mean, that is the key, the key of all keys. And so that disc, that particular disc, is related to the coding, the experience of before Pleiadian. And what's important about that is because of the oh, I just have to cut it, but like the memories are codes, and it's a very, very large amount of coding that was that was found and reactivated as everything as you expand through the frequency of love, true love. The only thing there is.
And I was showing while you were talking that blue-green plasma that we, like stream of plasma, the disc coming down was the highest frequency coding that we've achieved of the throat chakra and the heart chakra, and the two of them aligned and working together. Now with the activation that's occurring with the sacral and the solar plexus chakra, expands the ability and connection to do everything with that pure love, create with that pure love, manifest with that pure love, love with that pure love, and speak with that pure love. Like they've all been lined up to work in a much more powerful way together. This is happening at every possible level, from the individual to immediate mirror, relationship.
Yeah.
And conscious groups. And then we'll start seeing it expanding into communities. This is at our own comfort levels. So this is like an ignition for humanity within that now becomes one of the major foundations of creation.
Yeah. It's like a good infection. Like
Yeah.
everything, like business, what we used to call business relationships. They're connections. They're resonant, kindred connections, and because that is the constant, is this expanding awareness on all levels, especially with the body's consciousness now. It's like the feminine part of us is taken to, it's in the, like the crown, the third eye, and the throat. And that's where the growth is. Like the new triad of that group, right, is through the feminine voice. And then for the masculine part of us, obviously breaking through the mortal, the lower chakras, the lower vibration, the distortion, the security, and all that. And it's just kind of cool because it's not like one's going down, one's going up, but it's on the third one. It's broke through and gone into the solar or whatever happened, and they're both kind of like meeting in the heart. It's wild. I think it's wild. Jeez.
Did you say geez?
Yes. No, I just got shown why I'm torn up, when I wake up, when like with what we've been doing, because I'm on you're the 23rd, right? So right in the middle of it, I'm doing the session and it's at this level, and then I go to sleep and it's on my 23rd and the energy's blasting.
Mm. Yeah.
I guess
That's
I'll
why
let
we get up times to do it at this time where it's still the 23rd for me and it's just clicking over into the 23rd for you.
Yeah.
We're covering the southern hemisphere, the northern hemisphere, like we're not just we're reaching out to all polarities, all of our polarities.
Yeah. 33-6. The ability in our connection, which is, we realize that represents much more, everybody is experiencing things, but it's becoming so, well, I guess you would call it third eye, but there's more because the body's involved, but it's become so much clearer so fast, and the space that you explore or see or experience is just so vast, and for me it is at a quicker and quicker pace. Everything's available. You want to hear something crazy?
Right?
That masculine energy that I said came up to me when we started, that
Yeah.
felt like that was my father, incarnated father.
Yeah.
And it was, I guess, just symbolizing or signifying or validating what started with that other session, and basically,
The circle yesterday. In the
yeah,
circle yesterday, when you had that experience with the worst of the father
yeah,
energy,
yeah. So
Dave
it,
arrives in as a friend.
yeah, it's like what happened or what's been happening is like the masculine merged with father or with himself or something completely.
Yeah. I think when the females did it, you called it the dark mother or the dark feminine. So this feels like a merging with the dark masculine or the patriarchal, however it's yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I didn't think about that. But I know my experience last year when that was all going on, it was ferocious. It was wild, but it was the most incredible. It was it was emerging. But this one kind of came out of nowhere. And I think because of the energy of like what happened to you also, where you stepped out and looked at yourself that we were talking about earlier, you asked me about. But I think because of, being at a little wider awareness, that was a softer one, but it still had the depth. I don't know.
For me, your softness and gentleness and kindness and tenderness and everything that you've been in the last few days. If I was a man, I would be walking around with a permanent erection. It was like a heart on. Did you
uh,
hear that? A heart, not a heart on, a heart on.
heart on, a heart on. Uh, yeah, that's what I said. It's like energetically, one way you could describe it in the field, I think, would be becoming a full blown adult puberty teenager that's falling in love at the same time. So
Mm.
your energetic body is coming into its own, and you're falling in love. I mean, that's like incredible. God, when you start talking about stuff like that, it has immediate effects on your body.
I know that's the first time I said to you, how are you going physically? I thought, are we gonna have to cut this short or turn it into an
Well,
X-rated?
well, that's what I was thinking. But what happened right before that, I was going to say something the same exactly, but I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to. I was going to make it a joke, but I just kind of turned it off. But it just came back on, and yeah. So okay, yeah.
Yeah, it feels, they said to me, when a man's standing there in armor holding his sword, that becomes the priority focus. It's like, well, I can't relax because, I can't lay down properly because of all this armor and the sword's heavy. I have to concentrate on holding that. But when the sword's put down and the armor's off, but he's just there. And never seen how truly beautiful he is. And I had a memory yesterday of that terrible rhyme that we used to say to our kids, what a little girl's made of and what a little boy's made of. Like this is getting rid of the rats and snails and puppy dogs' tails. Like it's all just going away. Like I remember saying to you, I think maybe I wrote it, that she loves his softness as much as she loves his hardness. Why are you laughing?
Well, it's a classic meme, and I remember you said that along. You said that, God, 7, 8 years ago.
Mhm.
All right, something's happening here. All of a sudden. This is really strange, so I'll just go with it. There's a oh good God. There's like I guess you would say like a cord or a force, and it feels like a cord. And it's coming out of this spot that clicked earlier. And it's like spinning through what we would call space or whatever, and it's like dancing through the cosmos, and it's either already connected to you, or this is crazy, or it's already connected. It's just I don't know how to explain this, but it's like a pull. It's like a pull, Pulo. And I was getting information. It was showing me the golden white light, and it was showing me that if I can get it back, like okay, that it was basically asking me to feel into the moment and notice there's no space. She's right there, right here. And then that whole thing started happening. And as it was happening, it was showing me all the coding, all this pure coding that's evidently, I guess, part of what happened tonight, or what's happening, or 2023.
March, Todd, for the second time today.
That's
You
well,
said
maybe,
2023, and then
well,
you put that ad up an hour ago for February. To say it's March, Todd.
maybe I know. Maybe the reconditioning, my lower chakras are going to get, my upper chakras will get, and my memory will serve better.
No, but there are no mistakes. That twice today you've actually month's February. There's something in that.
Well, I don't know what was going on then. It'd be interesting to see. But if there was a 23/2/2023, and this is a 23/3/2023. I don't know. I do know it's the day that Pluto enters Aquarius, and Pluto is all about cleaning up the last of the dark, I guess, something like that, so I know it's a big day. Yeah, this is a pretty. Are you feeling this in your body?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just wondered. It's getting very.
Feeling it through my heart. Like I'm almost glued to your chest. I'm just squirming all over you. I can't get my hands off you. I'm like that.
Oh, well, we can turn the recording off. This was a very different, whatever it was, activation or what, I don't know. But this feels like it's not leaving, but like physically the sensations that have come into the body, or the sensitivity of the body or something, it's not going away. Hmm.
It's,
That,
I
what's
wonder if
the
that makes it.
what?
I don't even know if it's recorded.
Oh my God! What are you talking about?
Don't think it's recorded
Yeah, it did. It's recording.
because
Well,
I just hit.
you just hit what?
I just hit got it.
Oh no, it was already on. Uh,
Well,
I I don't know.
I think I had to hit got it before it starts recording, and I
Uh,
just hit got it.
well, if it's well, we weren't going to put this up anyway, were we? Or are we? This is number.
Stop it, Todd.
Oh, let me see here. Boom.